You hear it crashing through the trees. There's no way to escape it. The sloth bear is the most dangerous bear in the world, and it's going to tear your face off. Here's how to survive the deadliest bear. Sloth bears are found throughout the Indian subcontinent. They are not related to slobs and are certainly not sloth. They were named by zoologist George Shaw for their sloth-like long claws and unusual teeth. Sloth bears don't seem all that dangerous. They are surprisingly small, weighing only 136 kilograms. They are also not meat eaters. They have long skulls and small gap teeth that are ideal for eating insects. But when provoked, sloth bears are vicious. They can easily maim or kill a person and boast the highest per capita human death rate of any bear species. Sloth bears kill dozens of people a year, though many of the attacks go unreported. They're also notorious for tearing open the faces of their victims. That's one thing. So if you'll want to avoid if you get attacked by a sloth bear, should you try to run? Why could scaring get off be a bad idea? And how can lying down save your life? Step 1: Steer clear. Sloth bears do not hunt or feed on humans as part of their usual routine. They only attack in self-defense. However, they are extremely protective of their cubs. They are known to go after anyone who gets too close to their offspring, which will remain under their mother's watchful eye for up to a year. If there happens to be a heat wave underway, sloth bears may also wander into populated areas in search of water, and as humans expand further into their habitat, potentially deadly attacks will only increase. It's better to be safe than sorry. Do not venture anywhere near areas where they've been spotted. And whatever you do, don't leave food in the open as it could attract them. Step to listen and make your presence known. The worst thing you can do to an unsuspecting sloth bear is surprise it. If you find yourself in the vicinity of one, try to make as much noise as possible. Consider wearing a bell. Yes. Really? This will avoid startling the bear and causing it to attack. If you have to go into bear territory, travel in groups of at least 3. Never go alone. Also, keep your ears open for any odd noises when feeding on ants and termites. Sloth bears use their lips and tongue to create suction and vacuum up their food with a distinctive slurping sound. Step 3: Don't run. If you encounter a sloth bear, do not turn your back. Absolutely. Do not try to run a sloth. Bear on the move is extremely fast and can hit speeds of 32 kilometers per hour. Keep facing the bear and back away slowly. The last thing you want is for it to charge. If it does hold your ground for a moment, it might be a bluff. As tempting as it might be, do not try to climb a tree to escape. Bears are excellent climbers and aren't above scaling a tree. After you. Step 4: Play dead. Trying to fight off a sloth bear is a bad idea and tends to result in a greater chance of sustaining serious injury. If a confrontation is inevitable, your best bet is to drop to the ground, face down. When the bear reaches you, try to cover your head with your arms to minimize damage. Yes, you might still be hurt, but if you keep your head and face protected, you'll increase your odds of surviving. Scream for help. There's strength in numbers and others may arrive to help scare the bear off. If the bear starts to lose interest in you, play dead. If you can convince it, you're not a threat. It might leave you alone. Remember, it has no interest in eating. Step 5: Don't hold a grudge. Sometimes people will hunt sloth bears in retaliation after a life-threatening encounter in an effort to seek some sort of revenge. Do not do this. Sloth bears do not attack people out of malice, only instinct. Let it go and be thankful you were able to walk away from a sloth bear attack. Kim Wunderlich was at Beau hunting when he found 2 bear cubs, staring at them from just a few meters away, which meant their mother couldn't be far behind. Suddenly, the ferocious mom darted out the forest and charged at him. The huge bear hit him so hard they started rolling down the hill. Would he be crushed under the bear's body weight, or would he survive long enough to fight it at the bottom of the hill? Here's how to survive a grizzly bear attack. Grizzly bears are a North American subspecies of brown bears, and it's scary that brown bear attacks are increasing all over the planet. Between 2000 and 2015, there were more than 660 attacks worldwide, and 183 were in North America. Grizzly bears are a North American subspecies of brown bears, and it's scary that brown bear attacks are increasing all over the planet. Between 2000 and 2015, there were more than 660 attacks worldwide, and 183 were in North America. This is why we put together a list of the top 3 most fantastic grizzly bear attack stories and the lessons learned from them to survive. Number 3. The double attack. It wasn't a hunting season in Montana yet, but the experienced hunter Todd wanted to scout for elk. He was prepared and carried a pistol and bear spray. So when he stepped into a meadow and found a mother bear and her 2 cubs and she started charging at him, he quickly grabbed his bear spray. But it didn't stop her. She jumped on top of him and started biting his arms and shoulder. Todd laid face down, protecting his head and neck with his arms. When the bear was sure Todd wasn't a threat, she went back to her cubs and disappeared into the woods. Todd was injured, but he managed to go back to the trail and took the road back to his car. A few minutes later, he realized that he had taken the same path as the bears. And when the mama bear saw him, she was really furious. She charged at him angrily. Todd repeated his strategy and played dead. The bear broke his arm and cut tendons in his forearm, but he remained calm. Finally, the beast left him for dead. This time, Todd waited longer before getting up and going to his car. He was seriously injured, but he managed to walk 4.5 kilometers to his car and drive 1 hour to the nearest hospital. Number 2. The bow hunter. You remember him? The guy who was falling off a hill with a mother bear. They fell down a 20-meter hill. When they stopped, the bear bit him on the upper inner thigh. As an experienced hunter, he knew that he must remain still and calm. He didn't move until he hurt. The bear returned to its cubs. He was seriously injured, but his friends managed to help him to the hospital and he survived. Now, before we reveal our number 1 story, let's see what we've learned so far. These 2 survivors were experienced hunters and they knew the golden rule for surviving a grizzly attack. Play dead. Brown bears don't usually attack humans for food. They do it when they feel threatened or are starving. So you have to convince the bear that you are not a threat. To play dead, stay in the fetal position to protect your organs. Cover your head with your arms and be still. No matter how painful the attack is, stay down. And still, when the bear leaves, you'll need to stay down for up to 20 minutes. Then leave in the opposite direction to the bear. Unfortunately, the people in our next story didn't know this. Rule number 1. The Saddest hike. Ryan and Marilyn Murray-Yoshi were hiking in Yellowstone National Park when they saw a mother bear with her 2 cubs. They stopped to take some pictures and decided to keep hiking. Some minutes later, they found the bears again. This time, the mom started following them. Brian panicked and told his wife to run. They only ran about 155 meters before the bear reached Brian. Madeline jumped behind a fallen truck. She heard the bear mauling her husband, but she stayed still on the ground after it killed Brian. The bear went to Maryland. She remained still. So the bear left. Maryland escaped with no serious injuries, but Brian didn't survive. Grizzly bears are amazing and scary creatures, but if you stay calm and don't look like a threat, you can survive an encounter. Thank you all for joining me on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more exciting content, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Take care, and see you in the next one.